Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of season 7 here in the Sunderland career mode. Apologies if I'm a little bit less enthusiastic in my commentary today. Again, apologies for no video yesterday, as I mentioned in the last episode. Had a wisdom tooth out, I'm still in recovery. I'm not getting too over enthusiastic with my mouth extension because I don't want to negatively affect the area where the wisdom tooth was taken out, etc., and start bleeding everywhere. So I just had the regular slow bleed for 2 or 3 days. But I'm on the mend, so hopefully we'll be able to be back to my full exuberant self sooner rather than later. I will begin streaming again later on this evening, so do check the Mixer channel link in the description down below. We will be starting a new series on FIFA 19 over there with the updated transfers, so definitely worth your watch tonight at 6 PM. But for now, we're going to crack on. Now, we found ourselves in a difficult situation at the end of the last episode, whereas Declan Rice is gone because someone triggered his release clause. He's now been sold to Liverpool for £61.2 million, 56 of which has been added to my transfer budget. So I have a decent amount of money to spend here on a new centre-back, £69.5 million. However, I am ideally wanting a winger as well. So I have, at your guys' suggestion, added Edwards to the transfer list too. So I'm going to look to sell him in this window. If I can't get him sold in the remaining 5 hours, then or 6 hours, then I shall sign another centre-back and then sell Edwards and sign a winger in January. I have some names on my shortlist for a centre-back: Militao, Diallo, Akanji, Sula and Upamecano. Upamecano is at Liverpool, where Declan Rice has just gone, so perhaps he could be a genuine option. He's the cheapest of them as well, although the lowest rated. There's Nicolas Sula at 90 rated, £55 million. Akanji, £40 million. Diallo at 31, actually he's the cheapest there at 31. And then Eden Militao at 45 with a release clause of 77.2. So ideally I'd like Nicolas Sula, but I might have to resort to going for someone like Upamecano or Diallo that aren't as high rated but are just dominant because of their physique. See, both Upamecano and Diallo are quick and strong and good in the tackle. Militao is also quick and strong and good in the tackle, but I think Upamecano is going to be the better option and the cheapest option. And it was also weaken a rival who's just weakened me. So I'm going to lean towards Upamecano, but I would really like Nicolas Sula. So I'm going to see what they want for him. I'm going to see what they want for him, because if I can get him, then I'd be delighted. His contract is expiring, I believe, but they're still wanting a massive amount of money for him, and that is a massive amount of money I am not willing to pay. 73. I mean, I can't really go any higher than 57 or 58 or so, really, if I want to. Oh, they're going to take some time. Brilliant. If I want to genuinely sign a winger in January, I'm going to need a little bit more money than that to spend. Upamecano or Diallo? I'm going to go for Upamecano. I don't recall ever actually using him in a save before, so he hopefully will be a new player for us to have and to try out on the channel. I believe his contract is expiring as well. Right, that's a big jump. Maybe I'm not going to give you 60 million for him. Look how that's immediately dropped by a massive amount. Ugh. Jurgen, what are you doing to me? Right, if we sell Edwards, it would mean we would know what we have to spend in January. Transfer offer for Edwards from Borussia Dortmund. Right, let's negotiate. I don't want to sell him for 24. I want to sell him for 30 plus, if I can. He's only 22 years of age. Last for 34.1. That's good. That's a solid amount of money for a player that hasn't really featured for me at all. They want 51. They want 73. Negotiate. I don't want to pay 73. So if I'm going to get, say, 30 added to my budget from that previous one, whatever I have left here from this centre-back signing, I'm going to have about 30. So that will leave me 35 to sign a winger. 61.6. I'm going to try, I know it's slightly lower than I went before, I'm going to try that with a bigger sell-on clause. And we'll see if they'll accept that. Right, that's good news. Niklas Sula, what can we agree contract term-wise with him? Hopefully he, again, as was the case with our other signings this window, would take a wage cut. Obviously he'd be a crucial player. And 4 years is fine. Release clause, that's fine by me. Now give me an idea of what you want wage-wise. Thank you. Well, 125 is still quite high. Although, how about 105 without the bonus? And then hopefully they'll renegotiate from there. 145, but that's still saving £2 million because of the lack of bonus. 135, can we meet at 120 maybe? Sign it, Niklas. 135. 125. Okay, good. Right, Niklas Sula is in then. So we have a new centre-back. And I can just straight up now reject that counter-offer for Ufa Meccano. So we have a third 90 rated player in the club now. So it's Mori out for Niklas Sula. Now there were some calls in the comments to sell Tomori as well. I'm unsure as to whether to do that or not. I will take your feedback between now and the January transfer window. We'll know exactly what we have to spend by the time we get there, and it will be to replace Jack Clark in the starting lineup, but I want to keep Jack Clark at the club as my rotation winger because I'm going to need the quality in depth. So Sula and Longley are now my two 90 rated centre-backs in partnership. That is most certainly an improved defensive line from last year, isn't it? Last year we were 80 rated left-back, 86 and 84 rated centre-backs with an 83 rated right-back and an 82 rated goalkeeper. Now we're 86, 86, 90, 90, 88. That is dramatically improved. That is a tremendous window for us. Tremendous window for us. To see how much money's been spent in the window so far. Chelsea have spent the majority of it, although again the majority of that was on Moise Kean at 95 million. Edwards has been gone and 30.5 million has been added to my transfer budget. We thought it might be 30 or so. So let's see what everyone's done in the transfer window then. Arsenal, Emerson, Ndidi, Laporte and Sampaio Azevedo in, Donis Guendouzi and Zagadou out. Big window for Arsenal. Luis Felipe, Mary McTominay and De Silva in at Bournemouth with Montiel and Soki going out. Inglesi, Oliveira and Salcedo, Semedo and Tejero, the dealings at Brighton. Burnley not doing quite so much, although Zaha obviously an important player for them because he scored against me. Gravion and Dittman going out. McTominay went out from Cardiff to join someone else earlier on, as we saw. Arroyo, Jacobson and Scott in at Cardiff. Quiet window for them. Ken, Alacuche and Maguire in at Chelsea with Ndeka, Gravion, Taylor Crossdale and Scott going out. Quiet window for Crystal Palace, making a net loss of 110 grand. Everton have done a lot. Bakayoko and Berge in. Sunberge, a player that we looked at, of course, with Mamengi, Ndidi, Brozovic, Oliveira and Davies leaving. Big window for Everton, big profit window as well. You spent 84 million and still make 50 million in profit. You've had a good window. Alexander Isak, Neumann, Poussin and Runason in at Fulham with Schubert, Robertson, Abraham going out. Kelly and Leite coming in at Leicester with Dom Solanke going out. Declan Rice is the only signing Liverpool have made from me. Munoz, Garcia and Mina. Don't know whether that's Santi or Yeri in at City. Gomez, Longley and Manolas out. Danny Ceballos in at Man United with Eriksson, Son and Van den Berg going out. That's interesting. Eriksson and Son both leaving Manchester United now. Verba, Hateboer and Stefan de Vrij coming in at Newcastle with Luyendama going out. Dumfries, Vollert and Sai in at Forest. Valenzuela and Duarte going in at Tottenham with Ida and Oakley Booth going out. Jesus Christ, we've spent 300 million in this window. Longley, Havertz, Looney, Wan-Bissaka and Sula. Pope, Keane, Neumann, Lowe, Turner and Moore going out. Zidane, Souza and Simone in at Watford with Kelly and Gemilt going out. Navarro in at West Ham with Brown. Han Kwang-Song they've sold now and Rojas going out there. Guri, Wendell and Taylor in at Wolves with I don't know how to pronounce that. And Geiger going out, and that is how the window will end. I'll show you the top deals and then we'll progress further into the month of September and eventually stop simulating. Lets me actually do that. I want to have a look at the biggest transfers in this window so far. I want to see, crucially, where Heung-min Son and Christian Eriksen have gone from Manchester United, because that is very intriguing. It's a surprise that they ended up at Old Trafford in the first place, but for them then to move on again and to go somewhere else in season 7, where they're going to be in their late 20s and not early 30s at worst. Eventually it'll stop simulating, thank you. Then we'll wait and see where they've gone. Let's have a quick look then at the transfer history. So, it was Yerry Mina going to Manchester City there, as you can see. So, Moise Kean, Kai Havertz and Longley, the 3 biggest deals of the window, all involving me. 2 in, 1 out. Dani Ceballos came from AC Milan, not from Real Madrid, to Manchester United. Nabil Fekir has gone to Marseille. The Rice we know about. Laporte came from Juventus to go to Arsenal. Sola was me again. Guendouzi's gone to Juventus. Heung-min Son has gone to AC Milan. And Christian Eriksen has gone to Borussia Dortmund. Both 32 years of age and both for about £50 million. Eriksen is still 87 rated and Heung-min Son is also still 87 rated, so they're still very much in their prime. Wendell is a player that always gets bandied about, but I've never actually signed him, I don't believe. Sander Berge to Everton is a player we were interested in. Wolf to Levante. Lunin, another transfer for me. And Didi to Arsenal, player we have been previously interested in. They played him out wide against us, though, Wolf and Didi at some point, so I'm not sure about that. Caldara, Bissar, actually no, Wolf and Didi out wide I think was something in my FIFA 20 footage, I can't recall. Timu Bakayoko's gone to Everton to replace Ndidi, who's gone out. Chimera, Edwards was me, and Harry Maguire from Lyon to Chelsea at 31 years of age and 85 rated. Guri came from Real Madrid to go towards 84 rated striker. I don't know anything about Guri. You guys will have to let me know. Han Kwang-Song went to Stuttgart. Wan-Bissaka obviously to me, it's another deal for me. Nelson Semedo, Ndicka went to Bayern. Zaha was 30.9 million to Burnley from AC Milan. Morgan Turner, we sold him as well. Jesus, we've had such a busy window. Such a busy window. Max Aarons to Dijon from Nice. Soki, Emerson, Yerry Mina as we saw. Benjamin Henriks, 84 rated wingback going for £24.7 million is actually quite a cheap deal for a player of that quality. Right, Tottenham away to start us off. Then we'll actually be simming Liverpool at home to play our first Champions League game ever, and then playing Newcastle in the derby away from home to then sim Sheffield United in the cup and Fulham at home as well. So we'll start with we'll start with Spurs. We're still a game behind a number of other teams, so we could go top if we beat Spurs. Why do I keep saying Everton? Could go top if we beat Spurs, but it's unlikely, of course. I'd be happy with a point. We'll wait and see what we get. Just sorting out my tactics here, and you can see that Sula is now 91 rated, and Wan-Bissaka is 87. So we've had some further growth from our new signings already as well. After Kai Havertz went up by 2, I am missing McAllister on international duty as well as Van Foyth. So we are not quite at full strength. You can see Tottenham starting line up there, but I'll show you it in more depth when we get to the graphics. But there's been some growth yet further from even more of our new signings. Right, Tottenham's starting lineup as we saw. Timo Horn in goal, Valenzuela, Jose Maria Jimenez, Martinez and Benjamin Mendy at left back. We obviously have Furland. Morrow, Winks and Thomas Partey in the midfield with Dele Alli at cam. Sat behind Harry Kane and Wesley. Player that obviously is in the Premier League now, but not for Tottenham in real life. They also have a certain young winger called Ed Murphy in their squad. So we'll wait and see if he comes off the bench to impact things at any point. They're not playing a formation with wingers, so I'm not sure whether we'll see him or not. The AI might not change, probably won't change formation at all. Here's Benjamin Mendy though to whip the ball into the middle, and Longley heads the ball away. Chalov down to Kai Havertz, but can't return it to him. 0-0 after 5 minutes. Tottenham though starting as the aggressors. We'll see if they're able to actually get themselves in front with his second delivery into the middle. And yes, indeed, they are able to get themselves in front with that second effort. Harry Kane with a really good header, just getting ahead of the defender in there. Just positionally much better. And then to be able to arc that into the top corner like that, Lunin, no chance. Really good start for Tottenham. 92 rated Harry Kane makes it Tottenham 1, Sunderland 0. Win that header, please. Okay. To be fair, Wesley is quite a monster up top, so not going to have too much ease winning any aerial battles against him. Here's Valenzuela, the wing-back pushing forward. Kane into Dele Alli there, pulls it back to the edge of the box. Wesley with a header. Awkward save for Lunin in the end, but at least he kept it out. I had me worried there for a moment. Wan-Bissaka will drill this in, looking for Chalov. Can't find Kai Havertz. Valenzuela deflected off Jack Clark and straight to a Tottenham man, frustratingly. Morrow to Thomas to Benjamin Mendy again. Wan-Bissaka doing well and turning nicely, and we'll get the ball away. Right, counter-attack, shall we, please? Oh, Tielemans started to push on past the man, so I played the pass, and then he dropped back behind him and had the pass intercepted. Dele Alli, they really like giving the ball to Benjamin Mendy at left-back. They really do. Sula wins the header against Harry Kane, sends him to the ground and injures him in the same motion. Wan-Bissaka working very hard to get that back, and we'll just kick it away, and anywhere will do. Chalov does really well to win that header, and you're well offside there, unfortunately, Jack. Frustrating opening half an hour here. Sorry, Winks. Jack Clark picks it up. Well, he just kicked it straight at him, didn't he? Oh, the space for Rafinha. I've just noticed on this far side. Ball is going to skip off the wet surface, unfortunately, and just get away from him. But I see the man arriving here on the edge of the box. It's Chalov. Well over the top of the bar. That was the chance we needed. The clear-cut one we were waiting for to equalise. And we've blown it to Harry Kane. Down the line to Valenzuela again. And it's a good ball, but Lunin comes to punch. Can't get to the loose ball first, though. Here's Thomas Partey. And Morrow back to Thomas from the edge of the box. That hits Nicolas Söller twice. And they still score. How unlucky can you be? Expert defensive positioning from Nicolas Söller twice to deny Tottenham. One from Thomas Partey, again from Harry Kane, and then it just rebounds back to the number 15, who rifles it into an empty net. It's Morrow. Oh, it's not even an empty net. The keeper is back on his feet, but can't get to it. I don't deserve to be 2-0 down here, but we are going to be behind by a couple at the break. Right, corner, right at the very beginning of the second half. This would be a perfect time to score. Oh, Nicolas Söller trying to get up there. Kai Havertz can't quite find it falling to him. Hit Nicolas Söller. Oh, Nicolas Söller's back there. Who was it further forward then? Not sure who was up for that header, unless Söller got back that quickly. Through the gap, looking for Drew Yield, but cleared away. Win that header, please, Yuri. Well up, lad. Chalov. Here's Kai Havertz. Good footwork. Kai is actually in behind here. Kai Havertz. Oh, desperately unlucky. Lady Luck is not shining fortuitously on me today. 2 blocks from Nicolas Söller in the stoppage time at the end of the first half, and they still score. Kai Havertz gets a great opportunity. We hit the inside of the post and don't score. If they got the other end and score a third in this same highlight, then that would really sum up this entire game, wouldn't it? Dele Alli trying to work something. No, Yuri Tielemans has other ideas, as does Dele Alli apparently. Benjamin Mendy to Dele again. It's Rafinha this time, not Yuri Tielemans. I still can't get rid of it, but that should go out for my throw. It will, and we will make sure we get rid of the ball now. Although We're running out of time here. There's only half an hour to go in this second half. Oh, come on. Look onto that ball. There's only half an hour to go, and we're still 2-0 down. And could yet be 3. Wesley pulls it back. Oh, wow. How has Lunin kept that out? I am not entirely too sure. When they pulled it back there, I thought that was it. 3-0 done and dusted. Outrageous save from Lunin. Jose Maria Jimenez going off for Tottenham and a change being made. Someone's going short there, but they won't use him. Will loop towards the back post. The keeper will catch, get destroyed for being so aggressive with his coming out, but thankfully he did claim the ball and he didn't drop it. Tottenham in the better team, I have to be honest, but I don't deserve to be 2-0 down in the manner that we have been. They probably deserve the win on the opening 65 minutes play, but I certainly don't deserve to be as out of it as I am. And Bissaka in there to Drew Yearwood. Had to pass it off quickly. Kai Havertz breaking into the space now. Not blessed with electric pace, Kai Havertz, but he's certainly quick enough. Here's Chalov. Oh, just taken away from me by Benjamin Mendy. It's not my afternoon so far on grass. We've had a really, really good transfer window, but it's not clicking yet. Not just yet. Longley hooks that up. Thomas wins the header and Dele Alli brings it down. Everything has come through Benjamin Mendy on the left-hand side of their attack so far in this game. I don't know what that was from Rafinha, but it's gone straight to Lunin, so I can't complain. What I will complain about, though, is the result. We're going to lose 2-0 here to Tottenham, and unfortunately, I probably deserve that defeat. Oh, lose possession again. There's the final whistle. Right, okay. Frustrating way to lose the second goal. And having... Oh, I can't. They were the better team. They were the better team. I didn't deserve anything from it. Just have to take it on the chin sometimes. We have 2 weeks until the game against Liverpool, so everybody will be fully recovered, thankfully. Davey Ward wants to talk about Declan Rice's spot. Certainly not, my man. We could, someone mentioned this in the comments section actually, we could pick a youth player that we're not really looking to do anything with and train solely them until January every week, and then try and get them boosted to a high rating to make some extra money in the transfer window. It's something I would be open to, but at present I'm not sure if it's something I'm actually going to pursue. I had an offer from Juventus for Tomori. We did say we might sell to free up some extra funds. I mean, they've only offered 19.7. He does only have 11 months left on his contract, so I would have to propose a transfer fee of something slightly larger. But I don't know whether they'll pay that. 23.6. They've gone above his valuation. 26.6. Will you come up there? 23.6 again. Ah, come on. Give me that extra money, and then we'll be able to afford someone really decent in January. Right, okay, good. Looks like Tomori might be going to Juventus, which means we will have enough money to sign a very capable winger by the time we get to the January transfer window. That would do us very nicely indeed. 7th in the league currently, 2 wins from 4 games, 2 defeats from 4 games. Hopefully, next time out against Liverpool, we can actually be a little bit better. Although, we shall have to wait and see. That was going to be simulated, of course, because it's a home game and I wanted to play our first game in the Champions League. It's frustrating that the only other home game was against Liverpool, but if the Newcastle game hadn't been against Newcastle and it had been against someone else, then I would have played Liverpool and simmed someone else, but I'm not simming a derby. So we'll sim Liverpool, play CSKA Moscow, we will then play Newcastle and then simulate Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup and Fulham at the end of the month. Now, I'd like to think that with our massively improved average rating, because of all of the new signings we've brought in simulated games, we'll be more of a threat and more competitive. As things stand though, after an hour at home against Liverpool, that doesn't appear to be the case. Salah gave them a lead after 14 minutes, and with 10 minutes to go, Justin Kluivert makes it 2-0. Kai Havertz pulls one back, but it's too little too late. Unfortunately, Kai, I'm going to cut there so we don't get copyright struck. Right, CSK Moscow. Pomazun in goal. Mario Fernandez is a player you'll be familiar with as someone from CSK Moscow. Has been there for Christ knows how many years now. Akhmatov in midfield alongside Obliakov. Sigurdsson up top on the front left of that forward three is probably their most dangerous threat going forward. They don't have a very strong team, CSK Moscow, so I'm hoping to get a decent victory here. I've rotated slightly with the game at the weekend in mind, with Newcastle on the horizon, but I've not rotated so heavily that we don't have a side remotely capable of winning. It's going to be a corner here for them to start off with. Vlasic will deliver it. Hopefully we don't go 1-0 down here as early on as we did against Tottenham, but Obliakov will try his best to try and work something, and they could yet threaten. It's a nice turn, and I'm going to have to draw someone out of defensive position. Longley does well. Counter-attack. George Harrison is starting this one, and we'll play him in over the top. He's up to 88 rated now, George Harrison. He's in behind here. It's a lovely first touch. Christ, the finish was awful, though. Nice ball into the channel. Foyth looking to close down Obliakov. Oh, fancy touch in the eye. Obliakov. Oh, and underneath Lunin, it's 1-0 to CSKA. Oh, they're getting a bit fancy with their touches, a bit flamboyant, and it's actually catching me out. That was unnecessary, and just didn't quite have the reactions there. Lunin came rushing out towards the man when he probably could have just stood there and held his ground. It's just gone underneath his legs. 1-0 down after 20 minutes in Russia. It would. Shalov running out of room. CSK playing a very aggressive defensive game, pressing very highly and very quickly, and then countering at quite some pace, and the shirts are flooding forward here in support. Here is Mario Fernandez around the corner there to Zuromkin, who's turned inside well. Or Lunin with the save. He was being pulled left and right there, did just enough to get the save in and get it away for a corner via the tackle of the defender. Vlasic with the delivery. Keeper's not come. Longley wins the header nicely. Bistrovic down to Akhmatov, who's on a yellow card now. Obliakov with the turn. Foyth gets a foot in, but we still can't win it back. Diveev into the middle, and Wan-Bissaka does enough. Oh, does he though? Vlasic into middle again. Mendy does just enough, and Shalov will bring that down, and we will clear this time. Another frustrating first half. Not playing good FIFA here. I'm definitely a little bit rusty. Alexis into Harrison. We'll go to Alexis again. Through that gap, looking for Rafinha. Looking for Lyndon Gooch, and it won't find him. Wan-Bissaka nods that down well, though. Alexis brings it down. Yearwood, Gooch. Here's Harrison. In there to Alexis McAllister. And that is why he is still playing as regularly as possible in the starting lineup. Alexis McAllister back in the fold after missing the Tottenham game through international duty. Back on the score sheet. Mario Fernandez. Fellaini trying to shepherd him out wide, which he's done well. Still gets the cross in though. Drop here to Ndiaye. Back there to Akhmatov. McAllister drawn towards him. Obliakov with the space. Works it well. Little dummy by Vlasic. Into the middle. Win this piece, Furland. Well up. Alexis, anywhere will do. Just trying to get rid of that. Not sure why he did that with his chest. Not sure why Akhmatov went acrobatic there for that either. Oh, given away. Chalov. Lift it. Get there, George. Get there, George. Never mind. That was terrible. Oh, he's stolen it away from the defender. George Harrison has the acceleration to get away. Can he finish? Yes, he can this time. Oh, terrible attempted ball forward, but Harrison just uses his physicality to shove the defender out of the way. We are in front in Russia. Gooch through the gap there to Chalov. Oh, looking for Harrison. Similar position to one he missed earlier. This time he got it on target at least, but the keeper makes a good save. Right, we're starting to find our rhythm now in today's episode. Things are starting to click, he says, as CSK Moscow come away on the counter-attack and might end up equalising. No, Foyth wins a good header, and Harrison will flick that away. Shalov takes in his stride really nicely. He might get lucky here as well. No, he's not. Oh, we have gotten lucky again. Oh, that's a lovely ball through to Alexis McAllister. Harrison is the obvious ball here. Keep going. We'll float it. And Chalov is there, as is Mario Fernandez. He's won that header well. Ferland Mendy to McAllister. Spins nicely. Space to run into. McAllister deflected off. Diveev. Up for a corner. See if we can do something from the set piece. Whipped in by McAllister, looking for an assist to go with his goal. Longley's header! No idea where that was going, but in the end it goes wide. They teach you to head it down into the ground. He's done exactly that, but unfortunately he's done it so well that it's bounced over the bar. Lovely ball, looking for Sigurdsson. James Justin trying to close him down. Early cross. Longley with the header. Again, everybody's back here but the front too. I've not necessarily set myself up defensively. It just so happens that every time they attack with such numbers that everybody else in my team is forced into tracking back. Mendy forward there to Harrison. Quick ball around the corner to Jamie Ward. Can Rafinha do it this time? No. Good save by the keeper. I tried to take it earlier this time to allow myself the luxury of slowing down and then trying to finesse it properly into the corner. Once he got it on target, the keeper stopped it. Here they come again. Sigurdsson back there to Vlasic. Obliakov. You can see again, everybody's having to track back here. And it's just Harrison and Chalov that are left up top. But hopefully the extra numbers back here mean that we will be able to keep them out. Mario Fernandez to Takuma. Yearwood gets an interception on there, but they still work it well, and Lunin with a save for a corner. 5 to go. This is getting dangerous now with only that one goal in it. I'm not certain of getting the victory here. Rafinha heads that away. Push out here with Harrison to try and close the ball down again. Obliakov, long lay away again, and Harrison will pick it up. I'll look to accelerate just into the space if I can. I'll try and waste the extra time to ensure we get victory. We've worked it well. Rafinha in there to Yearwood around the corner. This is a nice slow counter-attack that should ensure we get 3 points in our first ever Champions League game. Well, I've lost possession, but there's minimal time left. That'll be game. That's a foul as well. But there's only a few seconds to go, so I'm quite happy, even if he gets the yellow card there, that we're going to get victory away from home in Russia. It's not going to be an easy group. It's certainly a group we can win, and win well, but with Valencia and Monaco also in this group, and after getting a tough test there against Moscow away from home, a top side that really didn't have the quality of player to, as I thought, give us too much of an issue. Valencia win 2-1 at home to Monaco. They're both very capable sides, so it's going to be an interesting group stage in the Champions League. The board want us to reach the final, was it? Want me to reach the final of the Champions League? Yeah, they want me to reach the final. Well, going to have to play better than we did there, that's for sure. But at least we got the victory. Right then, time for our first derby of the season. Pacheco in goal for Newcastle. Figueroa, Sumaro, De Vrij, Mandy and Sirachi at the back. 5 in defence. Longstaff and Mangala in the midfield with Bongonda, Puado and Almiron as a front 3. De Vrij obviously is a new signing for them. We'll wait and see how good he is in the middle of that back 3. Just done well to get past Fola Mendy there, and it's a good ball in. Longley wins the header. Who's going to get to that first? It's Mangala. Here's Longstaff. Finds Mangala again. Skips away from me. Almiron with a nice turn. And still going well. There's no excuse for any goalkeeper to concede from there. I want to see the replay. It almost looks as if the goalkeeper took a step away from his post to then go back again, allowing Almiron to go for the shot. You see, watch Lunin's footwork here. Almiron gets past and then he does. He shimmies to his right to open up the... Watch his feet. He moves to his right here. Oh, it's infuriating. Moves to his right in that whole jump animation.
So it's Newcastle United in front.
We've gone 1-0 down in every one of today's 3 played games. Twice in the opening 10 minutes. Let's hope we can come back in this one the same way we did against CSKA and we don't have a repeat of the Tottenham game. Chalov into Alexis. Looks like it might be a repeat of the CSKA game. Alexis McAllister equalises immediately. We are level at St James's Park.
Now he's looking
Here's
for
Mangala.
support.
Nice interception by Wan-Bissaka. That's what we like to see. Oh, there's Yuri Tielemans. Normally got the acceleration to get away, but did well enough there against their midfield. Alexis being hounded by Mangala. You can see the amount of numbers they've got back here, Newcastle. And it has been, as we always say, every time we play against the 5 at the back, I always tend to struggle against this formation.
Into the attacking third.
We haven't started terribly, but we could be conceding a second here. But thankfully, we're going to work that away. Right.
Suddenly they could be
Now,
on
it
the
might be the way
counter-attack.
forward. Oh, I was supposed to go back towards
Really
Alexis.
to read the
Might be the way forward to
intention of
let
the
them attack me so that they get a few numbers pushed further forward than they ordinarily would, like their wing backs pushed further forward, like they have done here. Here's Vigouroux from right back pushing forward into a right wing spot. And then hopefully, if we can catch them on the counter, we could have some success in doing that. Here's Kai Havertz trying to do exactly that. Jack Clark will find Shalov here. Got him back in their numbers quite well, but Shalov has the pace to just burn away and run into the channel. Duck back. I've got support here from Yuri Tielemans, but I can't get it to him. Ferland will take the throw. We'll find Yuri Tielemans there instead. Oh, couldn't get the ball across to Alexis McAllister, looking for his and our second of the game. I think that's definitely the best method of attack, is to actually go defensive. Almiron with the delivery, and Ferland puts it behind for a corner. End to end again here for us in this game. Mangala will take the delivery, and in it comes. It's won by Vigouroux. Deflected off, long layout for Wan-Bissaka wins the header off the bar, back for a secondary effort, and then the defender has to clear it off the line. And Lunin beaten, all ends up both times, I think. Corner for Almiron to take on that far side now. This derby's really starting to heat up. Delivery in again, won by De Vries, but wide. Here's Mangala. Oh, that's certainly a foul. Definitely a foul. See what we can do defensively from this. Longstaff. Oh, he's gone for goal. Well, that was a bit of a waste for Newcastle. That was a promising position for a set piece there, and he's wasted that rather horribly. Kai Havertz turns well. Not really seen much of Havertz in these games so far in that cam role. He's not been as dangerous as I hoped he might be. But perhaps it's just a case of me learning where he's going to be at any given moment in time. Shalov trying to hold off the defenders here and somehow has managed to do it. Rafinha drops the shoulder and will look to bend it in the bottom corner, and Pacheco makes a good save. All three games today have been pretty end to end. Ball just flies from one in the pitch, the other long way with a great header, but Pacheco with an equally impressive save. Ball shall try again. Perhaps Chalov this time. It's going to drop, and Sumaro clears well and finds a teammate. Almiron will look to keep the ball alive here for Newcastle whilst teammates flood forward in support. We might end up conceding at the end of the half in a similar fashion that we ended scoring against CSKA. Oh! Thankfully, nobody got on the end of that and will have a goal kick, but that could have been very dangerous. Almiron getting away from me. Nice tackle. Rafinha brings it down. McAllister went down earlier and stayed down injured, but he's back on his feet, and I might be able to work him in here. Kai Havertz. Oh, it's a lunge. Havertz has gotten away from him, though. Oh, but can't find the right pass. I just perhaps took that a step too far there, as I was just waiting to see how things developed in the middle. They developed before I was able to do anything with the ball. Oh, it's going to be cleared away by De Vries. And it's going to be a throw. I'm going to take McAllister off and hope that he's not too badly hurt. I'll bring Harrison on. I'll drop Kai Havertz into the midfield there. Can he play at centre mid? Not really. We'll give him a go. Just for the remaining 25 minutes, just to have better talent on the field. Or higher rated talent. Drew Yearwood's good, but I'm more likely to get a goal out of Harrison, I think. Here is George Harrison. And there's Kai Havertz. It'll be a corner instead then. Alright, we should still continue to try and get this 2-1 lead. Yuri Tielemans delivers. Harrison could be underneath and it's flicked away well by Mangala. Niklas Süle will recover possession. In there to Kai Havertz. Knock that back to Yuri Tielemans. He can fire them. Win that please, Kai. Right, never mind. 20 minutes to go. Oh, that was my attempted stand tackle. 20 minutes to go, still 1-1. Mangala looking to switch it out to Nathan Redmond, who's come off the bench here for Newcastle, but can't find him. Havertz in there to Chalov, and then out looking for Rafinha. But runners ahead of me. A lot of runners ahead of me. Question is, which one do I use? Let's use Kai Havertz first. And actually look for Rafinha again, but I can't get it out of my feet. I'm really struggling to utilise Kai Havertz as best as I should be. Oh, I've drawn the position. Sorry, the defender out of position there. And Pado's in behind. Lunin makes the save. That was my fault, drawing the centre-back out of the way, opening up the angle for the pass. I really need to get more out of Kai Havertz. Spent a real large chunk of change on him, and I haven't been able to get as much out of him as I wanted. Especially for a player that's 92 rated. You really should be getting more out of him than what we have done so far. I'll check his stats actually after this game, or at least at the end of the episode, to see what his goal contributions are like in that centre-forward role. Rafinha. Trying to switch it, but Mangala tracks back well and then just sprints after the ball. Looks like we're going to be getting a 1-1 draw here against Newcastle, which doesn't really do either side any favours in the task of pushing further up the table. Been an indifferent start to the Premier League season for us so far. A frustrating start to the Premier League season. Well, oh, get rid of that. We almost find ourselves losing with the last kick of the game. We are going to be solidly mid-table after 6 or 7 games in the Premier League. Not how we wanted to start. Leicester win 2-1 at the Etihad. Manchester City underperforming again, as they, for some reason, inexplicably seem to do in the latter stages, or latter seasons. We've sold all of our shirts that we needed to sell. Have a look at the league table. Let's just sim these games first. We'll sim the one against Sheffield United with the reserve side. Hungary offered me the international manager job. I shall reject that. I will be turning international management off in FIFA 20 at the beginning of my first save at least. We'll rotate the side and hope that we can get a decent result here. I want the full strength side available for the home game against Fulham at the end of the month to try and get 3 points in the Premier League again. Of course, there's no risk of extra time now in this competition because it goes straight to penalties, which is good news. It's a promising change, I think, a good change to the ruling for the sake of the competition and the teams that are involved in it by the FA. Still holding on to that 1-0 lead with 10 minutes to go. And George Harrison's goal in the 38th minute wins us the game against Sheffield United. Let's switch back to that team. Kai Havertz obviously came off the bench there, as you could see. We are 11th, sat behind Newcastle by a point in the league. Fulham are 14th and substantially behind us. And well, Spurs running away with things so far. Tottenham Hotspur away at the top of the table. No surprise that we lost to them then earlier on in the episode. We could go actually 5 points away from the Champions League spots, but there's a number of teams just above us there we're not quite in touch with yet. We will need to win this game against Fulham and then hope that other results go our way if we're to get any closer to those top 4 spots sooner rather than later. We're going to need a 2 or 3 game run, I think. Fulham have lost their last 3 games though, which bodes well for us. Hopefully with this ridiculously strong starting 11 that we now have, we should be able to get victory, but they don't seem to be doing the business in simulated games. 87 Bissaka, 88 Lunin, 90 Sula, 91 Sula, 90 Longley, Mendy's 86, Rafinha's 85, McAllister's 85, Tielemans 87, Clark 83, Havertz is 92, Chalov is 86, and it's still a slim 1-0 victory over 10-man Fulham. They're not doing what they should in simulated games, this starting 11, and it's making me question certain people in that starting 11. We've got Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, great. It's going to be a busy month in October. We'll play Everton away, we'll sim Bournemouth, we'll play City away, and I'm not sure what we'll do. This one against Valencia is at home, isn't it? Actually, don't know. Is it at home? If it is, we can sim it and hope to get. Yeah, it is. Okay, we'll simulate that at the start of the next episode. Valet is growing well. Potential to be special, apparently, although his potential is only 79 to 85, but his tag in the youth setup is potential to be special. Pretty sure it was him. Where are we? Oh, tomorrow's going to Juventus. Oh no, it's Albert that has the potential to be special, the left back, my mistake. Well, he's hopefully going to continue to grow as well. That's where we'll end today's episode then. Let's actually see what the league table looks like after that victory against Fulham. We're top of our Champions League group, which is good news. Hopefully we can stay there with victory against Valencia. We're up to 10th and now 3 points off the top 4. So things going okay. 3 wins, 3 defeats and the draw thrown in there. We're not scoring a lot. We're conceding a handful. Slightly worrying, but I need to learn how to play. I've got an entirely new defensive back line. So it's going to take a while for me to settle in with them. But the side are doing okay. We're doing all right. There's plenty of scope for growth, and I'm sure we will grow into that echelon of the very top. Last season we were just below, and we really need to kick on this year, and hopefully we will by the end of the season. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on more. There'll be another episode tomorrow, of course. As always, follow me on Mixer down below in the link, and you'll be able to watch the start of the new series on FIFA 19 Career Mode over there as well. And I'll see you then.